What's up, dog? One word, capital W, capital U, capital D, as in a dog name. What? Also from Hands to Paws Grooming Salon, where we are the home of groom style and swag. And I'm Claudia. All right, guys. Welcome. So, What's Up Dog is a channel that we talk all things dog. And I'm streaming on two platforms tonight. I'm streaming with StreamYard. So, if this is something that you'd like to do or thinking about doing, StreamYard has been very, very easy and user friendly to use. And I'm streaming on my personal page and What's Up Dog page. And we have been discussing the Summer Wells case. Summer Wells is a 5-year-old little girl who's gone missing out of Hawkins, Tennessee, and she had a dog named Lucky, but she couldn't say Lucky, so she called the dog Yucky. We got involved because there were 21 dogs on the property, and we wanted to talk dog, or I wanted to talk dog about the dogs and the property and the Summer Wells case. Well, this case exploded. It exploded, and Summer is saving lives by bringing awareness about all sorts of issues that need light shined on them, that you come out of the dark and you go into the light. Hold on, let me just get because my notifications don't, they work on the Summer Wells. Well, this case exploded. It exploded, and Summer is saving lives. Okay. So Summer is saving lives by bringing awareness to all the things that are being exposed in this case on crimes now committed through social media. And prior to the Summer Wells case, social media and the social media sleuths, the true crime community, also brought awareness to Gabby Petito case. And the parents of Gabby Petito opened up a foundation to bring awareness for other missing family members that need the publicity that they were able to receive. And in doing that, they created sign language, which is now becoming a universal hand signal that if somebody is in distress and they cannot verbally speak it, they have a hand signal sign language to let somebody know that they are in distress. Please teach your children, teachers, mothers, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, loving people of protective people of children everywhere. There's an app called NSOPW, that lets you know the kind of predator that is in your neighborhood. This app tells you the level of predator, it tells you what their charges are, and it gives you a picture and their location. I forgot to put in let me put this in here. I forgot to put a link. Children need heroes. Children and dogs are on the bottom of the abuse chain. The thing is, dogs can help a child develop normally under very unnormal circumstances. It is a wonderful relationship, can teach a child empathy, gives a child somebody to talk to when things rescue. Hold on, guys. What's up, Huntaholic? So dogs can give us all these wonderful things. I turned them off, so I don't know if you keep watching them and can give me an update. They're very strange for me. So dogs give children in these kind of situations a bridge to understanding what normality and nurturing actually looks like. And they give a safe place to express emotions where otherwise emotions wouldn't be able to be expressed. So I've been privileged to become a part of this community, and it exploded in something that I don't know has ever happened on social media before, with the true crime community working with and alongside law enforcement and the now real life sleuths that we have. But it has been amazing to watch. And tonight, Huntaholic and I were totally writing back and forth to each other because she's very engaged in this case, as so many people are. And we were watching Ernie Shell of Operation Rescue Our Children. If you don't know who he is, please go watch the live he just put up. And when you watch Ernie has, there's good guys in this story and there's very bad guys in this story. And if I were just to put up the faces of who I thought were bad guys, you'd see contorted, you see angry eyes, you see teeth bulging out here, you see attitude, you see all sorts of ugly. And when you look at Ernie, who happens to be incredible, don't hate him because he's beautiful. Back up. Back up. May the woman that lands Ernie, who becomes his wife, she will be a blessing to him, and may he always be a blessing to her. But don't hate him because he's beautiful, because children need heroes, and Ernie's quite the hero. And when you look at Ernie's face, you see clarity, you see cleanness, you see an actual real life smile looking right into the windows of the eyes being the windows of the soul, looking right in there. You see shining. You don't see anger. You see tough, and you can see that he's vulnerable, being exposed to the things he's exposed to, but you see light. And if you just take two pictures and you show these two people, one, it definitely looks like a battle of good and evil, right? So Ernie came on tonight and he said this might be the last night that we see Ernie. Now, some major things happened during this conversation that Ernie had. He apologized to some YouTubers, and I don't know what's going on back doors. I don't know. I really got involved because of the dogs. This case just ramped up and went wild. I was going on panels, but I'm really asking about the dogs. However, I love True Crime Exposed, and I go on his channel a lot and talk about the case because it's an engaging case. And Ernie came on the scene, and in order to have a team of people that want to fight for this cause of protecting our children and protecting the innocent and giving them a chance to have the ability to make their own decisions, I still believe in that. I hope you do too, because Operation Rescue Our Children does, and they're out there be fighting behind the scenes to make sure that my grandchildren, your children, and the future children are safe and have the same rights and privileges that we have been honored with to grow up with. That's what makes us Americans. All right, so he apologized to some YouTubers. He apologized. Ernie, I've never found him, as compared to what I've seen in this community, as far as language and how sometimes people will conduct themselves. I've always found Ernie to be a perfect gentleman. I've heard him say a couple things. I'm like, okay. But really, he's been very gentlemanly. So I know he was applying pressure, and I don't know if YouTube got to him, if they have possibly found Summer, if there's going to be a conclusion to this case, because Ernie was supposed to be with us for a 45-day mission, and we're not there yet, Ernie. It has not been 45 days. And the team, the crew that you're trying to create needs leaders, and you are the leader of this operation, though Ernie says he needs to take a break. So if you haven't watched that and you follow this case at all, I'd highly recommend go watching that live, because can we say the word cliffhanger? because it is a quiet night and it has been getting quieter and quieter on YouTube concerning the Summer Wells case. And this case is exposing not only what's happened to this young innocent child, but what happens to young innocent children. And then, of course, dogs are right below them, and they are angels on four, and they create bridges to those children that are able to survive and not redo what was done to them, right? Because there are those people out there that do not repeat the mistakes, and those are out there that do. And these conversations need to be had. The exposure absolutely needs to come so that we can start dealing with the issues and move forward, because it is fundamental. And you'll always catch me on the side of the kids and the dogs. That's a fact. All right. So during this case, let's get to the actual content tonight. But I definitely had to discuss that because it was cliffhanging, and I'm obviously an Ernie fan, and I really respect what he's doing. And he had me, WTF? What is going on? What is he saying? What's about to happen? And are we going to get a positive? And are we really, for the first time, actually going to start to see things truly getting exposed? Bam, baby, bam. Let's see, full transparency. We want to know, we need to know what we need to fight back with. All right, so during the course of all this, in the case, and super, super engaging, super fascinating what was happening. Summer had a dog named Lucky, and she couldn't say Lucky, so she called the dog Yucky. Yucky's, in the time that Summer's been gone, has grown up and had puppies. And one of the YouTubers took one of the puppies. And the puppy is, I'm guesstimating, because, and I will eventually write, I barely have time to get on and do the lives, but that's not, eventually I'll find out exactly how. I'm sure somebody knows the baby's birth date. I'm sure the Wells know, or I'm not going to talk to the Wells, but the Ziggy may possibly know the actual birth date. But I'm going to say between 6 and 8 weeks. And yesterday we discussed how do you start housebreaking a 6 to 8 week old puppy, and what are they actually capable of, and how many times do they have to go to the bathroom, and when are they going to want to go to the bathroom. And we discussed what goes in must come out, appropriate water, and I'd highly recommend that you go back and watch that for part 1. You can just, it's in the beginning, and at the end is this discussion about favorite YouTubers and my impression on what has been going on with the YouTubers concerning this case. So, but the first part is strictly about a 6 to 8 week old puppy that you would want to start at least getting ready for the fundamentals of housebreaking. The more you know, the better you're going to do with it. So tonight we're going to talk about teeth. And tonight's, I think the title, God, I already forget, I'm getting old. I think the title was Sharp Teeth Hurt. So when a puppy is going to start teething at about 2 weeks old, they're going to start getting in their little baby teeth, and they're going to start coming in like little needles. And by the time they're 8 weeks old, all those full of little needles are in. They're going to have about 28. Don't quote me. I'm not sure of the exact number, but based on my memory, it's about 28 needle teeth. I'm just going to call them needle teeth. And by the time they're adults, I think they have 42 or 48 teeth in their mouth, right in that thing. Don't quote me on an exact number there, but I think they have more adult teeth than they do puppy teeth. And I'm just going on memory. So, and when if you've ever been around a puppy, and you know a puppy goes to put their mouth on you, and those are little needle teeth. Well, they're little needle teeth for a reason. They're little needle teeth for 2 reasons. One is it's going to help the weaning process off mom. So they're going to want to keep going to nurse off mama dog. But when those teeth get sharp enough, mama dog is going to go, okay, that's enough. I think you need to start eating and on your own. So that's going to be a way to help mom not be too nurturing, because mama dogs are very much like human mamas, and we're very nurturing to our young. So that's going to help her start weaning those babies off. But more importantly, that when you get weaned off, you have to be able to eat. Well, little puppies from 8 weeks to with a full set of teeth, from 2 weeks to eight weeks. When they're about 8 weeks of they have a full set of teeth, they need to be able to eat. So if these are pack, okay? So remember, dogs were meant to survive without human beings. They're the most wonderful companions, but they were meant to survive without us. So a mama dog would have to bring a pup meat. They're carnivorous. That would be their main food. They're not prey, they're predators. The more you understand about your dog, the more you're going to appreciate how your dog thinks. The more you appreciate how your dog thinks, the better relationship you and your dog are going to have. So those little needle teeth are meant to rip meat. So if you're a carnivore and a predator, you would hunt with your pack. Humans have tribes, dogs have packs. With your pack to bring the food, and then you, as a mom dog who's weaned your baby, would bring them meat, and they would not have the adult jaw power to rip and tear that meat. So instead, they have little needle teeth to be able to rip and tear that meat. Now, hear me here. Your skin is not as tough as a dog's skin. Let me say it again for you. Your skin is not as tough as a dog's skin. So for a little puppy to put a mouth on you with those needle teeth, it hurts. Your puppy doesn't know, has no way of knowing that your skin is not like their skin. They are a baby. Picture an infant. They are a baby. They have no conception of that. Their mother dog would teach them what it felt like. You are not a dog, so please don't bite your dog back. Okay? Number one, please, you do not have canines. Okay? So you are not a dog. You cannot act like a dog. You can't look like a dog. You can't put a costume on. You can't do any of that. It makes no sense. Don't do that. These are teeth. They are not canines. So how do you help your puppy teeth? So just like a baby, they're going to be teething, but they're going to be teething with teeth that are meant to rip meat. And their skin is not human skin. It is much thinner than a dog's skin. So they have no point of reference for that. All right. Did I bring that home for you? I hope so. How do you know your puppy is teething? Well, they chew on everything. And in a human child, in a 1.5-year-old, 2-year-old, everything's going to go in their mouth. Well, it's the exact same for a puppy. Remember, they do rapid development. Everything's going to go in their mouth. And playing is learning. Playing is learning. So if you're a human child, you're playing. What was Summer playing with her puppy? She was playing house. Those were her babies, right? Then she could snuggle them, and she can talk to them, and she could play house with them. Playing is learning. That's what it is. And if you're a canine, playing is grabbing, it's tugging, right? It's chasing. It's doing all the things, and they're mouthy because everything they do with their mouth. Now, this is how I'd like you to think about it. When we're raising children, we teach them to have full hand control, right? Don't put your hands on anybody. Don't put your hands on people. You can't smack when you get mad. You got to have some self-control. You must have full self-control over your hands. That's exactly what you're going to be teaching your puppy. With tolerance and patience, you need to have full self-control over those little canine needle teeth that are meant for ripping meat, okay? And your skin is not the dog's skin. Bring it home. So a couple things that puppies are going to do. Last night I had discussed correct confinement for housebreaking purposes. Puppies between 6 and 8 weeks are going to sleep between 18 and 20 hours a day. They're going to need to poop between 4 and 5 times a day. They need to be fed between 3 and 4 times a day. They're going to sniff. They're going to run in circles when they have to go potty. Their full development hasn't happened. They don't have full development over their sphincter muscles. That's the poop chute. So when the feeling comes upon them, the pressure happens. They want to squat and go. You want to think after a meal, you have 5 minutes to 30 minutes for that dog to go potty. You want to think an hour for each month is what their capacity is. Hang on tight. I'm almost finished with this one. And when they go to sleep at night and they can hold their urine and defecation for that time, their whole body slows down. It is, do not consider it housebreaking. It is sleeping just like you do. Your body slows down. The pressure isn't there. Bam, baby, bam. So an overtired puppy has absolutely no way or skill to calm themselves down. That's extreme zoomies. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. That is this one happens a lot. This is my favorite. Okay. I picked my puppy up who hasn't taken a nap, who has no ability to calm himself down. And I'm probably giving him more room because he's really like a one-year-old child running amok in the house, must have eyes on them at all time. They have no point of reference. Instinct is there, but instinct is in baby form, okay? Not developed. Babies still need parenting. Structures, boundaries, good parenting. You pick the puppy up and the puppy is doing womp in your face. Womp. Anybody experience this? And you're like, oh my God, what's the matter? Is this dog aggressive? Oh my God, why is this dog trying to bite me in the face? That puppy isn't really trying to bite you in the face. That puppy doesn't have any mouth control and is overtired. And when an overtired puppy gets going, they have no self-control, and this is a very common behavior. Okay, so is grabbing your hand, grabbing your hand, grabbing your hand, grabbing your hand. Except they have little needle teeth that were meant for ripping meat, and that would hurt. Your skin is not their skin. So what would you do about that? Well, if you have an overtired puppy that has no ability to calm themselves down, those little safe places for confinement are the right thing to do. I want you to think of it as a playpen, a crib, an area that is quiet and is meant for the baby to go take a nap so they could refresh. Keeping in mind, a puppy between 6 and 8 weeks needs to be sleeping more than not. Okay. And an unfrustrated, tired puppy will be a puppy that is receptive to learning. An unfrustrated child is a child receptive to learning. Does that make sense? Are you hearing me? Are you walking this path with me? All right. So playing is learning. Playing is learning. And if I were learning and I were a puppy, I might want to growl. I might want to play bow and growl, because growling is a noise that can mean all sorts of different things depending on tonality of the dog. But as a puppy, especially between 6 and 8 weeks, it is literally playing is learning. It is not usually aggressive. When it is seen as aggressive, what? Could you have an overtired, overstimulated baby that needs to take a nap? Yes. Is that the first thing you should try? Yes. Okay. And babies need comfort. They need things to play with. Is it okay to make a wonderful little space for the baby with toys and appropriate things to chew on? Yes. Why? Because they're teething. Are they going to lose these little needle teeth as their jaws develop to be stronger so they don't need little needle teeth to rip meat, that they can have canines and a strong jaw? Yes, so they're going to lose those teeth. And during that process, just like a baby, there are going to be signs and symptoms. And one of those symptoms is going to be overzealously chewing on everything, including your feet. and your hands and your pant leg, your pant leg. You might even be playing tug of war with your pant leg. Puppies also bite. If you're a dog and you want to play with another dog, you're going to use your mouth and you're going to do a lot of the things that you wouldn't want your dog to do to you as a human to another dog. Remember, if you treat your dog like a human, they're going to treat you like a dog, and there is no disrespect intended. I'm not kidding. Okay? It's an honor to treat, if you're a dog, to treat you like a dog. So they want to engage you in attention. They want to play. Playing is learning. So they want to play instinctual games like growling and play bowing and chase. Chase is a super important game. The leader of the pack is usually the one being chased, not doing the chasing. Okay? So instinctual games, they're going to want to do certain things. Tackle is also a favorite game. So you know what tackle is, right? All the boys out there like to play football. So tackle maybe look like a play bow, a stalk, bump, 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 and a jump on. That's a tackle. It is an instinctual play game. It is a game. Playing is learning. We're learning skills. Wrestling is also a game. So if you're a puppy playing with other puppies, wrestling and growling and fussing and mussing would be an absolutely fantastic game. If you're a human, you might not enjoy that game. Now, how do you resolve some of these issues? How do you know? Is your puppy going to get an upset stomach like a human baby does when they're teething? Yes, possibly. Yes, your puppy can get diarrhea while teething. Yes. Would a confined space help? Would understanding that puppy needs to go potty 4 to 5 times minus diarrhea, would that help in knowing that this is a possibility, that the puppy is not sick, that maybe they didn't eat something that was wrong? It's just literally that they're teething. Have you picked your puppy's gum up recently and looked to see if they've lost teeth? They'll lose their teeth, and while they're eating, they can swallow them. Sometimes you can find their teeth and you can have the puppy tooth fairy. But should you look to see if these gums are red and irritated? Yes. What can you do? If you go to any of your local pet stores, they have these wonderful things. They're called Kongs, and they look like an ant. They have 3 tiers, brom, brom, brom. And it is hard plastic. And here's my number 1 recommendation. Dog hack coming your way right now. Go to your local pet store, pick up a Kong, size appropriate for your puppy. So if you have a little puppy, they make little tiny Kongs. And if you have a big puppy, they make big Kongs. What are you going to do with that Kong? You're going to buy 2 of them. You're going to spend approximately $30 on 2 Kongs. Wow, that's a lot of money, you say. It is a lot of money. So take very good care of your Kongs. Let's call the Kongs, AKA teething rings. Okay? Because we're talking about a teething puppy, and this is a need in a teething puppy. A human child, they'll chew on anything, including your fingers. So will a puppy. Except a puppy has puppy teeth that is meant for ripping meat. So you're going to bring home these 2 Kongs. You're going to go, wow, I spent a lot of money on these Kongs. These things are expensive. And you're going to say, and you're going to take really good care of them because they're super important for your dog's teething. You're going to make a decision what you're going to put inside this Kong. Okay, that doesn't look right. You're going to make a decision on what you're going to put inside this Kong. What could that be? Organic peanut butter might be a great thing to put in there. I've used liverwurst. You want to make sure whatever you put in there, your dog is not going to have a reaction to. Disclaimer, okay? So do your homework. Make sure this is a dog. It is appropriate for your puppy. Kong also sells sprays. They sell sprays you can put in there. I'm not a fan because it's a lot of preservatives, and I think you can do it easily at home. You could take chicken broth and put it in there. Whatever it is that you'd like to put in there, the goal is, it looks like an ant, womp, 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 to take a knife, to put that around in there so that your give it to your dog. The puppy's going to lay down. It's going to try to get everything that is inside that Kong out. Okay. And they're going to go, wow, that's fantastic. And they're going to spend between 5 and 20 minutes chewing on that Kong and getting everything out of that Kong. Wait. Puppies need to be supervised. Little children need to be supervised. Everything you're doing with these little guys while they're youth, which is not very long. It's a long time if they're human. It's up till they're 18. But if they're a puppy, you're talking 1 or 2 years before, if you do the things, you have that perfect dog. Okay? So you're going to pick that Kong up. You're going to take it away. The dog's done with it. Get it up off the floor. Dog hack. Don't leave your power tools on the floor. Human hack. Don't leave a baby's bottle or binky on the floor. Make sense? No baby binkies on the floor, whether they're human or they're dog. No binkies on the floor. A Kong is a binky. Pick it up. Wash it out. You're putting food in there. If you leave the food in there, bacteria will grow. Wash the Kong. Dog hack. Every time you give the dog, take the Kong away from your dog, wash the Kong. Now that your dog knows what the Kong is, your puppy has an association. Never underestimate the intelligence of your dog. Now that your dog has an association, I want you to restuff the Kong with whatever you found appropriate. And I want you to take that Kong and I want you to put it in your freezer. Now, I asked you to buy 2. You spent about $30-something. It was a lot of money for these binkies. They're going to do you a lot of favors. Okay? And tomorrow's Saturday. No, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we'll discuss how to teach the puppy 2 top commands. My 2 number 1 dog hack top commands. Are you ready? My number 1 top command is to look when they're being called, but this is strictly for puppy business, is drop it. Drop it doesn't mean don't pick it back up and leave it. Drop it and leave it. Life-saving, super important commands, and super important when you have a puppy with needle teeth. So now I asked you to buy 2. You spent about $30-something. You said, oh, I can't leave the teething ring. I can't leave the binky. Don't do it if it's a human child. Don't do it if it's a dog child. I can't leave that on the floor. The dog has a positive association, knows that there's going to be something delicious in there. It's going to be 5 to 20 minutes worth of activity. You picked it up, you cleaned it, and now you put it in the freezer. Now you have 2 Kongs in the freezer. The puppy goes into hyperness. The puppy is just going for the hand. The puppy's going for the face. The puppy's grabbing the pant leg. The puppy's doing something puppyish. And you're going to go to that freezer and you are going to hand that puppy that Kong. Now you might want to put the puppy in a private area so that they can also take a nap after that. Or they might just be on the floor, whatever works within your lifestyle. This is your dog. This is your relationship. This is your best friend. I'm just giving you some tips and tricks, okay? And what a 6 to 8 week old developing puppy, how you can handle it and how you already start laying down the foundations for the next developmental level, but learning has already begun. Learning starts and it never ends, okay? And with dogs, it's an ongoing cycle, just like life, okay? It moves, it changes. So now you have the 2 Kongs. Let's do it again. You're going to pick it up when the dog is done. The dog is now teething red gums. And now what does ice feel like on gums? It feels like relief. Now you're getting relief. It's melting and the dog is having to work a little bit harder to get the delicious treats out of the Kong. You have now bought some more time. Now let me show you what this looks like. Your dog, if they learn to do this as a puppy, will take one paw. They will take the other paw and they will have that Kong right in between there. And they will literally get that childlike face of just making something feel better. This will help you tremendously with a teething puppy. I'm going to say it again. Please don't leave the Kong on the floor. Never, as we talk about dogs and how they think and some things to do that will help you, don't ever leave your money on the table. Don't ever leave the toys that are power tools on the floor. Pick the Kong up, clean it immediately. As soon as that dog is done with it, it is your responsibility. If there is a child, as in Athena Moon, who is Yucky's puppy, and little Ziggy is learning to be a mom, the binky has to be put up and put in the sink so that it gets a good scrub, so it doesn't acquire bacteria, so that it can be restuffed and put in the freezer, so when you need it, it's available. And that $30-something that you spent on those 2 Kongs will be worth every dime, and your puppy who is teething will thank you. That's my content tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We will do the drop it and leave it with a puppy to start teaching them now so that it becomes a solid behavior. It is a life-saving behavior because a dog that, when you say drop it, should go like that. But drop it never means don't pick it back up. Okay, let me do this for you. Drop it. I did what you told me. Drop it. Did what you told me. Drop it. La 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 la. Drop it. Okay. So am I bringing it home for you? Drop it doesn't mean leave it. Drop it means that's the behavior. Do it for you again. Let me drive this home. This is the command, drop it. Drop it. Drop it. I lost it. Okay? Doesn't mean leave it. And that's exactly what your dog's going to do. Okay? You teach your dog drop it, that's the behavior you're looking for. It doesn't mean leave it. So when we teach drop it, we're also going to teach leave it. And it's life-saving because if your dog learns that drop it means that quick, whatever they have in their mouth, they should spit out. It can save their lives. However, the next thing they need to know is not to touch it again. Drop it does not mean leave it. Okay? Drop, that's the behavior. Okay? You want to teach the second consecutive behavior. So those are your dog hacks for tonight. I hope you totally enjoyed the content. Stay tuned. I am staying tuned, left with the cliffhangers on the Summer Wells case. It's been amazing. I am happy to be a part of all the heroes that have shown up for our children and to bring awareness. I'm proud to have been a part of this community. It was a wonderful way to become engaged on YouTube. And as I said the other night, our part, I've gotten wonderful content for dog behavior in videos. I think even the drama, if it brought awareness to the case or it brought awareness to exploitation of children, good job, guys. Good job. And Ernie, you are our leader, and so I don't know where our leader can leave. So Ernie, I'm not thinking our leader can leave, and I cannot wait to see what's happening next. Cliffhanger. I wonder if people are shaking in their boots because I'm definitely waiting to see what's happening next. What is going on out there? All right, guys, have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Maybe I can end the broadcast. Maybe I can't.